I just watched this video where Mr. Daniel Bwala, the special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said that Verydarkman was in Benue and Peter Obi was not there, trying to put a comparison and trying to say Peter Obi is a bad person.
In the country, from Mr. Obi's reference, it should have empathy. Does it look like this government doesn't have concern for empathy for citizens?
Verydarkman has more empathy than Peter Obi. He's not a politician, but he was in Benue. Why does he have to wait until he becomes a president before he gets to Benue? Why will he wait until he becomes a president?
Oh, I just watched this video where Mr. Daniel Bwala, the special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said that Verydarkman was in Benue and Peter Obi was not there, trying to put a comparison and trying to say Peter Obi is a bad person. Now, I'm not coming here to defend Peter Obi. I'm just trying to state the obvious. First things first, I was not in Benue. I created awareness for the Benue issue because your government, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government, would not have cared. And then they would have just hidden it under the carpet and made it look normal, like every other case that have been happening in Nigeria. So please, don't make it look as if, oh, they already created the awareness that I went there. I created that awareness, do you understand? So that Nigerians will understand the gravity of what is happening in all these states that people are being killed. That's number one. Number two, Mr. Daniel Bwala, you said Peter Obi was not there, so Peter Obi lacked empathy. Let me break it down. I'm not trying to support Peter Obi yet. But on the 15th, about 15th, in April, just April 2025, Peter Obi was stopped from going into Benue State by the governor. I will read some of the article before I play something. As you can see on our right, Peter Obi stopped from visiting Benue. I can't guarantee the safety of unscheduled visitor to Benue. It's talking about Peter Obi. Peter Obi was banned from coming to my state because he didn't follow protocol, because the governor said he should not come. Let me play a little video.
Yeah, no, that's not the right narrative. I can never politicize that. I'm the one bearing the brunt and the pains and the sorrows of the IDPs in my state. The very respected Peter Obi was a governor. And if you're coming into someone's state, there are protocols. A very high personality, you're coming into someone's state, and your party does not even know that you are coming. And the sitting governor, do not know you are coming. And then you are going into where I'm protecting even most, the IDP camp. It's my duty to protect them. They have been disbalanced. And then I need to protect them even some more. So I don't know the intent you have. Is it not courteous enough just for me to know as a sitting governor and even to provide even more security to you and to prepare the minds of the IDPs in there that some guest is coming to visit with them?
But the gentleman said he made several attempts.
We have been getting some.
As you can see, he does not even have a reason why he didn't allow Peter Obi in his state. So this same Peter Obi, I want to go Benue when they don't even allow him enter before. Why did they not allow him? And what was Peter Obi going there to do? He was going there to visit the IDP camps, and he was stopped. So how do you expect him to still be in Benue? Again, since where this Peter Obi and in people, even though I don't like the idea of the SDC, I've been an ADC. Since when Peter Obi and the people start this thing, when I just they restless, we can go talk today, you go talk tomorrow. They never even give him the presidential ticket yet. They've not even made him flag bearer. When I don't be so disturbed. They don't make him flag bearer yet. People are so disturbed. Now, like I said, I'm not in support of any coalition ADC, and I'll tell you why. You know, a lot of you in this country, especially the youth, sentiments unfinished now. Now they do things, now they think. These politicians should be going to travailler. You don't understand. Here's the thing. Peter Obi was in the Labour Party. Ask yourself a question. If they really want to chase President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and they want to support Peter Obi, they would not do a coalition. They would want to join Peter Obi in Labour Party. The likes of Atiku, the likes of El-Rufai, all those politicians, they will go and join Peter Obi in Labour Party after they now win with the Labour Party, because Labour Party already has a structure. A lot of people are happy. Labour Party. Even all the controversies that have happened to Labour Party, they are still very much stronger. They are like the shade, but they're strong. So why all these people for coalition? Don't just go join Labour Party. They're going to have to go create. Do you know why? It is simple. I will tell you for free. Because they don't really give a fuck Peter Obi. They don't like his ideology. Some of those people in that video don't even like they are tribal bigots. You know, some of them are religious fanatics. I'm talking about the likes of El-Rufai that is a proper. Me, I only have a problem with El-Rufai because this man has constantly criticized this guy called Peter Obi. Then from nowhere now you want to start supporting him, but that's their business now. Now Sabi that one. That's my problem with the SDC, Abina, ADC, whatever bullshit party, their coalition thing they are doing. That's number one. Number two, it is not the first time they are coming together to kick out a president. They did it in 2019, this same coalition structure. The way Buhari kick them out, come put himself there. You know why? Because towards the dying minutes, a lot of them started decamping. Decamping is a problem you don't understand. I said 9 minutes, this SDP, coalition, ADC, some of them will leave the party, 9 minutes, go meet APC. After they don't collect their own shit, they'll just go, they'll offer them money, they'll spoil them. A lot of people will be joining this SDC, having a coalition EDC thing. They'll start joining it last minute. They don't collect their money, they'll go, they'll break the structure. Some of them there will enter this party now. Now, Tinubu people, Tinubu boys, they there. Should we talk about INEC? Should we talk about INEC? They just say they won't build new INEC office. This government won't build new INEC office. Who is INEC supposed to work for? Now, what is the solution? Somebody like Peter Obi, there's no human being in this country now where if you talk about electoral reform, unless the people, when they won't vote for, now they get the power. It's only Peter Obi, Atiku, and co that can march on the streets for electoral reform, and electoral reform will make sense. Think about it. When Jagaban and co wanted to kick Jonathan out of power, now they go do protests. All of them, they go do protests, and there's some religious leaders. They went to go and protest, they carry placard, they full streets. Police could not tear gas them. She police won't tear gas as Tinubu. Same thing goes to Peter Obi. If he decides to do a run or a protest again for electoral reform and he takes it serious, a lot of youth will join him. And the police will not tear gas him. Will the police tear gas Peter Obi and Atiku if they decide to hold their hands like this and say electoral reform? And if INEC or INEC reform, if INEC and electoral reform is not made, that blah 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 will happen, blah 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 will happen. Police can't tear gas this man. Me and you go and shout electoral reform, they go tear gas us. You understand? I'm not trying to make anybody scared. But you see the same pattern President Bola Ahmed Tinubu used to kick out Jonathan, the same pattern APC used to kick out Jonathan, that is the same thing the likes of Obi should start thinking towards. And just imagine, say Obi go do and they can't go arrest Peter Obi. Just imagine, say you do and they arrest him. Everywhere don't bust that. But until then, I don't take anybody serious, you know. Now, like when I talk, Verydarkman is an APC, all of you have, you be plenty of normal leaders, so we don't even get that time. Plus me, I will say whatever thing I like. Nobody in this full country can do anything about it. The highest, you know, we'll go lock them up, come back. I don't care. But if you people don't study patterns, then you people are the problem. You have to study patterns. Else you people are only going to win online like 2023. We're not going to win online alone. If you don't study patterns, you win online.
There is 50% chance that this coalition will not work. Tinubu might need to continue if what is happening continue happening. In fact, let me explain. It's not new to you that some notable Nigerians decided to come together to join what they call coalition, even though they did not leave their original party, but they came together to join a new party called ADC. And the goal of this party is to remove the current administration from power, which has happened before now. This is not the first time it's happening in Nigeria. But now, this is the problem. The problem of this coalition is that whoever they present will determine the success of this coalition and the failure. With all indication, there are two major problems in that coalition right now. Atiku still wants to be the flag bearer of that coalition, and Obi too wants to be the flag bearer. If they present Peter Obi, they have at least 70% to 80% chance of winning. If they present Atiku, I don't know, but the chances of them winning will be totally rough because it will be three major people contesting this time around. In fact, what happened in 2023 will repeat itself again. So the coalition will be as good as useless. So, but if that coalition to present Peter Obi, meaning that Atiku will not be running, Atiku and others will have to support Peter Obi to be the flag bearer. That means they have almost 80 to 90% chance of success, meaning that they might win. Now, Obi winning the election is not the problem. Remember, in Nigeria, winning election is different from winning the power. You can win election and not win the power. Obi can win the election for them. Why the coalition members win the power for Obi? I don't know if you understand. Remember, in 2023 general election, another person might allegedly won the election while another person won the power. So whoever won the power is the person in power. It not be everything I go tell you now, but you understand. So the purpose of this coalition should be let Obi win the election for them. Why they win the power for Obi? Now, if that coalition decides to do primary election, let the coalition vote who will be the flag bearer of that coalition. Obi will not get the ticket in there because you know how primary election is done in Nigeria. Now who give dollar pass? Now they win. Atiku will win, and guess what? Obi will need to go and contest another place, which will scatter the votes again. So we are still on one spot, meaning that for this coalition to work, Atiku need to drop his ambition. Simple. That is just the only thing. Atiku need to drop his ambition for this coalition to work. Because if Atiku don't drop his ambition, Obi will not drop. Obi will still go and contest somewhere. And this vote will be scattered. APC will retain the power. And that is what APC is praying about. Because if you see APC talking, this is what they are looking at. They are looking at that. You know, Atiku will not drop. You know, Obi will not drop. They will scatter the vote again. And APC will allegedly, you know, purchase INEC again. Allegedly, like I said. But then let us watch and see what's happened at the end of the day.
Members of the opposition coalition party ADC in Nigeria and all opposition politicians in Nigeria today, I beg you, every Nigerian, once you see this video, tag every opposition politician you know and every politician for Nigeria today for them to get this message. Please, members of the coalition and opposition politicians in Nigeria, now when una don form coalition, why are we not hearing your voices to join the call for electoral reform to fix INEC in this country? Abi na so una come trust INEC reach. Is it that you now have full confidence in INEC as an unbiased electoral umpire to do the right thing in 2027? Because the only reason in Nigeria today why we believe that every time there must be a coming together of people to form coalition to remove a sitting government is because we know that INEC has become the criminal agency and the weapon fashion against Nigeria. No matter the number of persons who contested the 2023 presidential election, there was a winner. INEC knows the winner. The people in Asu Rock know the winner. Judiciary knows the winner. They know the actual votes that came from places like Lagos and Rivers State. Immediately after the presidential tribunal, every attention was supposed to have been turned to the INEC and the National Assembly. But we keep quiet for 2 years. And because we have permitted that, the criminality that took place in 2023, they want to consolidate on it in 2027. That is why Professor Mahmoud, the INEC professor of glitch, is still moving around pretending to be an unbiased electoral umpire when he don't fail to tell Nigerians what caused the glitch and how we must protect our electoral process from human interference. We as Nigerian youth, our own decision and our request is simple. We want free, fair, credible and peaceful elections. We have already been taking steps and we want every opposition politician to come out now and lend their voices. You cannot leave this fight to just a handful of people. After all, under President Jonathan, now the same APC and President Tinubu, now them lead Occupy Nigeria protest or removal of subsidy. The same subsidy where they don't remove today and the money cannot be accounted for. So why should opposition politicians be afraid to take the fight and lead this cause for electoral reform in Nigeria? The real primary victims of INEC for 2023, now those of una wey contest the election. Now una wey be say una supposed to dey put una mouth to say INEC must do the right thing. But somehow, we no dey hear anything from una part again. So I thank God, beg you opposition politicians, you must join this call for fixing INEC. We must put a spotlight on INEC and the National Assembly. They are claiming to be doing zonal public hearing. Senate don't do their own. House of Reps will soon do their own. By the time it gets to the floor, all attention must be turned to the National Assembly. The Occupy National Assembly must also have the opposition politicians, even Nigerian Labour Congress. Anybody who means well for this country at this point must join the call to fix INEC. INEC cannot remain the weapon fashion against us. Now because of INEC, INEC, the other party, the All Democratic Alliance, they not go register them because INEC does not want to register new political parties. There is no political will. All of you know what is going on. You cannot decide to keep quiet. This country, if we want to liberate it, we must liberate it holistically, not taking power through coalition for the sake of power. We beg you opposition politicians, join this call. I don't know all the people where they there, but the ones where I go mention, the ones where we don't mention, tag them and ensure that they get this message and join this call for fixing INEC. The chairman of the ADC interim, Senator David Bonaventure Lechenuma, former Senate President, Ogbeni Rauf Adesoji Aregbesola, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, Your Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, Honorable Rotimi Chibuka Amechi, Honorable Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, Honorable Senator Aminu Waziri Tambawal, Alhaji Sule Lamido, Alhaji Muazu Babangida Aliyu, the Chief Servant, Senator Lee Elimoke, former Governor of Cross River State, Senator Gabriel Towu Asusu, former Governor of Benue State, Prince Uche Sekondu, former PDP National Chairman, Chief Dele Momodu, Ovation International, Senator Dino Melaye, Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki, former Senate President, Honorable Babachi Lawal, former Secretary to Government of the Federation, Chief John Odige Oyegu, former APC National Chairman, Chief Tommy Kimi, Honorable Emeki Hedioha, the former Governor of Imo State, Dr. Sam Ominyegu, former Governor of Ebonyi State, and every other member of the coalition. Tag them, let them see. Now, so when I don't trust INEC reach, what is your plan? We must have a multifaceted approach. We must protect, cover every loophole in the Electoral Act, protect that electoral process, and then mobilize to protect our votes on the day of election. We cannot leave it to chances. This reign of terror must end. Please send a message to them.
One thing that these people all have in common is that they all lost in 2023. All of them, all the names that you mentioned, they all lost in 2023.
Yeah, but so what if they lost?
Yeah, so if you form
many of them don't even
Can I answer your question?
Lost.
If you form a losers convention, so, why should I be afraid of you? You're forming a losers convention. Why should I be afraid of you? It happens all the time. In the United States, we see people forming a losers convention. When you gather negative thinkers together, there's more negativity.
Right. Well, that's one way of looking at it. The other way is that there is a certain logic behind it. They don't want to split their votes, which collectively beat Tinubu hands down in 2023. Tinubu got 37% of the vote. Atiku and Obi combined got 54%. So on that score, would you concede that they appear to have learned some lessons from the last election? Because both Atiku and Obi feel that they might have won on a joint ticket in 2023.
That means you're not up to date. Because in his last interview on channels, Peter Obi said, and I'm quoting him, I will contest the 2027 election.
But a joint ticket, let me just make this point. A joint ticket doesn't mean that they're necessarily running that. In other words, that they're combining forces.
Yeah, but if Peter Obi says he's running, if Waziri Atiku Abubakar says he's running.
Well, he hasn't said that.
Waziri Atiku Abubakar has not said he's running. Oh, please. Anyway, but let me just finish now. So if Peter Obi says that he's going to run, if we are seeing from every indication that Waziri Atiku Abubakar wants to run, if we are seeing Amechi submitting a proposal to the ADC officially for a one-term presidency, have you seen any coalition there? There's no coalition. What you're just seeing is egos, different egos. The man Peter Obi is based on what has happened in the past. is very unlikely to get the ticket of the ADC. Because if you see what's happening with the ADC, he doesn't have that clout within the ADC. I have a good idea who's likely going to get the ticket. It's likely going to go to a northerner. And the man has said, I'm definitely going to run. So what he just said, that premise is wrong. There is no coalition. There is no joining of forces. This is just egos going here, and there.